What's up, you guys? We are back with some devastating news, I believe. The state of New York Court of Appeals has overturned the conviction of rape charges against former film producer Harvey Weinstein and have ordered a new trial. According to CBS, in a 4-3 decision, the court determined that the judge who presided over the case made a mistake by allowing prosecutors to call witnesses whose accusations were not part of the charges against him. So that's why they are overturning it and bringing in a new trial. I don't think it really matters about them bringing in a new trial. Because I feel like, isn't he guilty enough where he's going to be in jail for a long time? I feel like also it's pointless. Like, you're not going to get less time if this case is overturned.
Yeah,
but
I mean, if it's overturned, I wonder if it's overturned.
Does that mean they're going to start overturning other cases? That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, you mean, for him, that case is overturned. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that he's out? Is he out of jail? Like, until this trial goes? What does that mean for those of you who are in the legal, in the legal arena? Let us know. Wow. But just...
He was sentenced to 16 years, and he's already serving a 23-year prison sentence in New York.
And so
this is the new... Oh, wow.
Yeah. And all because, from what I'm understanding, because the people who brought the case against him, right, the prosecutor allowed evidence or allowed, I guess, maybe depositions from people who were not the ones who brought the case against him.
But my thing is, does that even matter, though? Because the people who actually have charged you have proper reasons and facts.
Yeah.
So you'll still be found guilty. Maybe it'll be less time. I don't know.
But then it's kind of like...
Isn't he going to be dead by the time he's out of jail anyway? I mean...
Right, but if they overturn it, that means that he doesn't get to serve that time anymore. They start a whole new fresh trial.
But he's still in jail for the Los Angeles case. Which is the 16 years in prison for sexual assault charges.
So
he's still in jail.
Another case in New York. So he had one in Los Angeles and one in New York. Okay, got you.
So he's still in jail.
Okay, so he's still going to be in jail. Because I was like, does that mean this fool gets out?
I know.
Oh, that was going to be so sad.
I know, right?
But in talking about that, today I saw something.
From Anna Hathway.
And I thought about this whole Harvey Weinstein. And then you brought this one.
And all these sick producers in Hollywood.
Yes, and directors, all these casting directors. Anne Hathaway came out with something, and she said that Anne Hathaway says she had to make out with 10 guys in a day for gross chemistry auditions. She pretended to be excited so she wasn't labeled difficult. And she said she was told when she came in, we have 10 guys coming today, and you're a cast. Aren't you excited to make out with all of them? And I thought, is there something wrong with me? Because I wasn't excited. I thought it sounded gross. And I was so young and terribly aware how easy it was to lose everything by being labeled difficult. So I just pretended I was excited and got on with it. I am so sure there's so many actors and actresses who have just got on with it so that they're not labeled difficult. But who is the one telling them? Don't go be labeled difficult. Probably their agent.
Yeah.
When you come in as a young... And these days, like,
and they groom you from when you're really young. Don't be difficult. So you go in with that mentality all throughout your career.
They do. And if they see you... I think also if they see you, if you're someone who looks good, or they want to see you naked or whatever...
I mean, look at Sydney Sweeney.
They bring you in and they just, like, oh my God, they just... really, it's to be abused. That's what it is.
Well, they did the same. I feel like they have kind of done it with Sydney Sweeney with Euphoria. I've never watched it, but I do remember that they were talking about how there was like so many genitalia being exposed in one scene that she was in. Yeah. And then also I remember they saying that they had a nude scene with her. Yeah. And then also I remember wasn't that there was a girl who cut off her breast because she kept on being casted for these type of shows. Yeah. And she just didn't want the harassment. Wasn't it Scarlett Johansson or somebody? It was somebody.
I think it was Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
But she had a breast reduction. I feel as though Scarlett Johansson did the same thing also, just because
the harassment.
There's this like
Even Halle Berry.
Obsession. No, Halle Berry. She
didn't cut it off. But like that
but
man she was with.
She did have. He did tell her the last husband that she had, who was a sex addict.
You have to just go and show it because people are not going to leave you alone.
They're not going to leave you alone. Might as well just go ahead, just show it, And so she did it in that, I think, Bond movie. That was the first time she did it.
Monster Ball?
No,
you mean?
no. Bond. James Bond movie.
Oh, she was in James Bond.
Yeah, she did it. She did it there. Just showed her breast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that was the first time she did that.
Hollywood is a sick place.
It is just, there's a lot of abuse that's done there. And Harvey Weinstein was like head of a lot of that. But look at this one here also from Kirsten Dunst. She said in 1994 she was 12 years old. And she was in this movie with Brad Pitt, Interview with a Vampire. And Brad Pitt was 31 at the time, right? And there's this scene where they have to kiss. And the interviewer is asking her, did you really hate kissing Brad Pitt? And she said, yeah, because, well, you know what? I love Brad. He's so nice. It was just like it feels awkward. I mean, I'm 12 and he's like 31. And it's like he's a man. So why will I enjoy kissing him? And then she says, and then not only did she have to kiss Brad, she says she also had to bite the neck of another actor on set who was heavily sweating. She said those were the two worst parts of making the movie. That was the neck biting scene. Kirsten added that was the worst thing I did. And also having obviously to kiss Brad Pitt at that point. I was a little girl and he was like a brother to me. And he was very weird even though it was a peck. I was very not into it. Can you imagine?
But you know
12,
what it is?
31. It's gross.
Did you not enjoy it? But you know what it is? It's this sick narrative that people have. Some people have, especially in Hollywood, that kids will tempt grown-ass adults into sexual relations.
Pedophiles.
Yes.
Those are the ones that accuse children.
They tempted me.
Of tempting
children
them.
are not
They're pedophiles.
as much as the media tries to push this narrative that children are about sex and they know all the stuff about sex, like from when they're 10. That's not true.
No.
That's not true. Kids are not thinking about their sexuality or what even the hell sex is at that age.
No 12-year-old is looking at Brad Pitt with his 31-year-old self
and thinking, oh, let me
as a heartthrob.
No.
They're looking at maybe a teenager. Like a teenager.
When I was 16,
who's having like a crush. Like if a teenage girl is looking at another teenager as a crush, she's not looking at a 30-something-year-old. I don't know what's going on in here with the men.
When I was 15, I was interested in Justin Bieber. I was not interested in Brad Pitt or whatever the hell else.
And he was a teenager.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's the thing. Like, you have these sick freaks. Yeah. Like, and it's the same thing on Quiet on Set. Like, we have to talk about that documentary. Yeah. But they basically some people were like, oh, there's no way Brian Peck did this. If he did this, it was because he was under severe temptation. A child tempted your grown ass? Really?
It's pedophilia. That's what it is.
And now they're trying to call it something like child loving or whatever the hell they're trying to call it.
Well, they said the Gemini AI is when they ask what if is pedophilia wrong, it says it does not know how to answer the question if it's wrong or not because you can't help who you love. That's going to be the new definition. But no, it's sick. It's sick because when that happens to anyone, when sexual abuse happens to anyone, a child, an adult, because that's what it is, sexual abuse. When that happens, it's a whole lifetime. And the trauma you see that affects these children. Yeah. Okay? So, miss me with that.
Yeah.
But just want to talk about that. But we will keep the whole thing about Harvey Weinstein. We will keep an eye on this. What do you guys think about that being overturned in the New York courts?
Yeah, just crazy. Yeah. Well, we'll see y'all on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.